Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. Right, so I've been slacking, right? There hasn't been much progress going on the last week or two. A, because I'm busy at work, and B, because I'm having my driveway done, right? So, garage is kind of covered in cement and sand, it's a bit of a mess. So, I've been slacking big time. But it's a Sunday, I've got a bit of time, and we need to make some progress, right? So, I want to get some more stuff off the bench onto the bike, and that stuff is the brakes. Let me show you. Okay, close-up bench cam. Right, got a nice clean bench. Right, so what we've got is brake calipers, one there, which are looking exceedingly awesome, I have to say. So we've got brake calipers, one there, and one there, looking all lovely and shiny. We've got new nipples. I love nipples. New shiny nipples. We've got brake pads. Lovely brand new brake pads. What else have we got? We've got the pins for the calipers. We've got the stainless steel bolts for the banjos. We've got grotty old nipples, and they're not going back on. New nipples are going back on. We've got the little caps that go on the end of those. We've got the plastic caps there, which go, can you see those? Yeah. Which go over the top when they're all back together. What else have we got? We've got a new master cylinder, new reservoir there. We've got new master cylinder here. We've got a choice of levers. I don't know which lever to go with because they're both really super tricky. There's this like billet one, or there's this one that come like a standard Honda one. I'll have to see which one looks the best when we put those on. Not really sure yet. We've got a new brake line for the back caliper, which is already hanging on the bike. That's there. What else have we got? I think that's about it. So we're at a point where I've got the front calipers and the hoses are over there. What I need to do now is put the pads in, pins in, put all these back together, and then we can hang them on the bike and see what they look like. So I think we're going to do the calipers first. So we'll do the master cylinders later. As you can see, these are nice and shiny and lovely. They were a bit grotty and minging before. What I did was, as I was cleaning them up and getting them ready and all that, I took photos. So I think at this point, depending on how the editing goes, I'm going to do a bit of a montage with some music and show you how I got to this point. Cue the montage that I haven't even made yet. Okay, time to put one together. Right, so we've got the caliper here, got the pads here, with these lovely anti-rattle shims on the back, stops the brakes squealing, that's what they're for. Make sure they're nice and straight. Right, so what we need is a little bit of copper slip on the sliding edges, so I'll do that. A little bit of copper slip in here. You don't want to put too much in because it'll melt and go in the brakes, and then the brakes won't work. So a bit in there. Don't know if you can see that. Put on this one. There's two trains of thought really when it comes to brakes. Some people say you shouldn't put any grease in the brakes at all. You know, you should assemble them completely dry. And of course that's what they do at the factory. They go together completely dry. Now the idea with it being dry is that any muck that goes in, when you just like kind of hit it with a hose pipe, it washes out again. Right now, so that kind of works. Right, that's just fairly sensible thing to do. However, I like a bit of grease in them because they do tend to corrode and stuff, right? But if you put them together dry, then you know you get a bit of corrosion. But if you put them together with grease, then the grease is a bit sticky, right? And if the grease is sticky, then when muck and stuff gets all kicked around the brakes, it sticks to it. And people think, different trains of thought on whether that's good or bad. I'm not sure. Well, I like to put them together with a bit of grease, to be honest. I just feel better about it. I don't know. Answers on a postcard whether you think it's a good idea or not. I prefer a bit of copper slip on them. Don't hurt. But when you have serviced your brakes like this, and you've got them a bit greasy and stuff, right? What you don't want to be doing is go out on your bike and then come back and hit it with a pressure washer. A lot of people pressure wash motorbikes. I don't like that because pressure washers blow all this grease out, and and blow the muck into places where you can't get it out. So pressure washers, not a big fan. Just a nice hand wash is usually the way to go. Don't know why I'm talking to you about how to wash a motorbike. I'm sure you all know how to wash a motorbike. But yeah, pressure washers, not ideal. If you've got a motocrosser covered in mud and stuff, pressure washer's probably the way to go. But for normal use, normal road riding, I wouldn't pressure wash a motorbike. Don't like it. Or if you do, just be very careful which way you pressure wash it. Right, so I need a pin. I'm going to grease the pin because these pins corrode, and if these corrode badly, ain't no way you're getting them out. It's a nightmare. I've seen a lot of calipers go in the bin because you can't get these pins out. Right, so that's a pin there. Copper slip everywhere. Looks like you've put your finger up a monkey's bum or something by the end of you finish this video. You've got copper slip all behind your fingernails. Anyway, monkey's bums. Right, so got that like that. We've got one pad goes in this way, like that, and the other pad goes in the other way, like that. Nice. Do not want to get any grease on the pads as you're doing this. Oh, I've totally done that the wrong way up, haven't I? Eh? You didn't tell me. No one shouted. Right. I bet you're all shouting at the screens. Right. Okay. That way up makes it a lot easier to put the pin in from the right direction. That goes in there, like that. Spin that in. After I painted these, I plugged the holes so no paint would go in the holes and stuff. But a little bit went in, so what I did was I just cleaned the holes up with a tap afterwards. Should have probably showed you that. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Getting the tap and die set out. So just nip that up. It hasn't got to be too tight, just tight enough so it don't fall out. And then this little plug thing goes over the top. Don't know why they have a plug and a key. I don't know, it's a bit unusual. Nice idea though, keeps the threaded hole clean. So that goes in there, like that. Okay. So there we go, there are the pads in there. They're going to go over the disc. Next thing we want is the banjo bolt. Here. That goes on like that. That goes in there. Like that. And the nipple goes in there. I'm not going to put the nipples on yet. So, yeah, there's your caliper. Ready to slot back on the bike. That looks wicked in there. And I tell you what, when the disc is in there, that's going to look really cool. Right? Because it's all different coloured metals and stuff like that. But then you have to put this black plastic cover over it and hide it all that way. Such a shame. Anyway, keeps the crap out. So that's how one caliper goes together. I'm going to do the other one and then we'll put them on the bike. Okay, so brakes are all on. Let's go wobbly mobile handheld cam and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's bring it around here. There we go, there's the brakes. Looking pretty good with their stainless steel bolts and stuff. I mean, they do look trick. They do look nice, better than when they were all grotty. Oh no, I've got dirty and everything. So, what actually surprised me a little bit, if you look, I cleaned up where it says Nissin and the kind of edge, thinking that was on the outside, and it's not, it's on the inside. Well, what a shame, that would look wicked on the outside. Why would Honda mount calipers backwards? I have no idea. Anyway, so they're on, and they come round and they go up to, with some nice hell braided lines. They come up to the new master cylinder and the new reservoir and new lever. I put the kind of shiny Honda standard one on because it matches the clutch, and the other one I think I like to modify it just a little bit to go in there. One thing I'm worried about though, this remote reservoir, I'm not happy with that, right? Because here's the fairing bracket and it's got to go around that, and yeah, it just doesn't quite work yet. So a bit more figuring out to do on that. I mean, the old one, if I can show you the old one, 1 second. The old one kind of looks like this, which is different, and the bracket's much different, and it's got sweatband, but you know, I might even use the bracket off this one on that one. Yeah, need to figure that out. So a bit of fettling at some point on that. Coming down to the back brake master cylinder's looking trick there, and with the braided line coming over and round and down. I think that's how it routes, so I'm gonna have to double check. So I've got the little brackets holding it there, little guide here, supposed to move in that one, and then that comes down to the rear caliper, which also looks super trick because it's got stainless steel bolts and stuff. So yeah, brakes are on. So there we go, rolling chassis with brakes. So it now rolls and stops. Fantastic.